Hi guys, welcome to episode 3 of Hashtag A Career in Tech. In this episode, we're going to talk about building your LinkedIn profile to help you grow your network and also grow your opportunities. I prefer doing this style of video purely because I don't want to be on the screen showing stuff. I prefer to just talk it and have images kind of floating around. It makes it easier to edit as well. But the format of this video is we're going to go through the different parts of your profile, and then whilst I'm talking about the activity part side, exactly what you should be doing to help grow your network. So first I'll give a bit of background to myself about LinkedIn. So I've been on LinkedIn for quite a while now, probably about five or 6 years. I didn't initially, when I first opened my LinkedIn account, take it seriously. I kind of just did it around the start of uni to connect with fellow students and just as something there maybe to use in the future. So, and then it naturally grew. It grew whilst I was at Panasonic as well during my internship. I got to about just around 200 followers, and then last year, about a year and a few months ago, is when I started taking LinkedIn a bit more seriously. I really wanted to grow my network and get to that 500 plus mark. The theory behind this, or the whole mindset behind it, is that I want to grow my network to a point where I've got so many people connected to me and I've made a good relationship with so many people that if I ever wanted a job in the future, I wouldn't have to look very hard. That is literally my goal with LinkedIn, to expand my network to the point where if I ever wanted to move jobs, I wouldn't have to do all the research and hard part. I could just contact people and get jobs that way, and maybe even skip some processes in between. So there's not really much background to it. That's basically my small background on it. I want to make this video quite short so it doesn't get too long and confusing. We'll start from the top of the page. So when someone first clicks on your LinkedIn profile, they'll see your profile picture, your banner, and your headline. Now, these are three very important things, as they are the landing to your profile. So let's go through your profile picture first. I would say that for your profile picture, you just want to be visible. So you want to be able to see someone's face. And I think a good sort of guideline to have is anything from the shoulder upwards. So then they can see your face. Obviously, if you're a bit further back and you've got a clear image, that'll be fine too. And if you're closer up, then that'll be fine. Some people just have like the circular sort of for the face. And to be honest, again, LinkedIn is a professional network, but doesn't mean you can't be you. Doesn't have to be sort of wearing formal clothes. I would say that you can, take a picture as long as you have a picture of your face. I don't think anyone, cares too much. And I guess if you're marshmallow, like the DJ guy, then you could have some sort of helmet on. But unless you're someone like that, then a picture of your face would be preferable. Only because I think this is what recruiters and people expect to see when they meet you in person. So if you have an interview set up, it's nice to get that face there, just so when they meet you, they know they're talking to the right person. Secondly, I would like to talk about the headline. So this is another important part because it's kind of the introductory message. I normally just put exactly where I am and maybe a hot topic or something like that. So mine is just an ITSM analyst at McLaren and a tech and automotive enthusiast, or maybe the other way around, I don't know. But yeah, I would, essentially what I'd have is what I'm doing, whether I'm a graduate or undergraduate at so-and-so university, and then Python problem solver. Something I'd quite like, I guess, catchy taglines, but that's just me. You can kind of have whatever you want, but I think as a good baseline, just have where you are in your current situation, and maybe a tagline that sums you up, or what you're looking for, or why you're on the platform. The last one that not many people actually consider. I like this because I think it's a touch not everyone does, but it's the banner. And a lot of people will just put a generic banner up, but personally I like to brand my banners to myself, so they're very bespoke to me. So I'll show you the banner I have now, and I'll show you the banner I had before that. And one of the quotes I put out about a year ago or so, which I'll bring up now, is brand yourself for the career you want, not the job you have. And that really stuck with me, and I'd done that from the start, and I guess it kind of worked out because I'm in the automotive industry. But yeah, I would always say that brand yourself for something, it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, or And if you want to get somewhere, you don't know how you get there. If you want to actually work for, I don't know, like say NASA, but you work in a farm, then, you know, if you really show enthusiastic sort of traits and your branding and everything is about space, and you work hard towards that goal, I truly feel that when people will look back and see that your milestones in your career and everything you've done has been, you know, branded around that sort of category, it really does help influence you into that space. So I definitely think it's a nice touch to have a bespoke banner like that. And, you know, in general, when you're branding yourself and the things you put out, if it's around bespoke towards you and what you want to do and what you feel like you want to represent, that's also great. So the next part we have is the featured. So it's not really much to talk about on this part. Personally, I would put anything that's professional or a personal milestone that I've achieved and I feel is of significant importance to myself. So at the moment I have certifications on there, that be my degree or get my sysadmin certified in my service now, which was like the big start of my career, or other important things, even personal milestones, like for example if I bought my dream car or something like that, I would put it on there as a featured thing because I feel like it's an important achievement that I want to feature to other people to let them know who I am, and that's what I would put in that section. So we'll skip the activity section and go to the about section because the activity will be more in depth in terms of what I would do to grow your LinkedIn profile. So in the about section, I've just got a little bit of what I do. So I'm pretty sure I've got something like integrating work or building. I'm pretty sure I've got something like building dynamic workflows and making services better, clowns and things. So again, very brief and taggy. Brief and summarising and a kind of a tagline. And then in the next section I've got a bit of previous experience or past experience, again summarising a lot of things into a short paragraph, and then at the bottom of that I've just got that I graduated from Cardiff University, and I feel like that's a great about me to have. I think it summarises my career perfectly and what I'm about and what I'm doing and where I've kind of come from. Obviously this is again subject to you, whatever you want, but this is what I have and it's a good example that you could follow. So something that you're doing now, whether that be undergraduate studying so and so at Cardiff University, and this is what I'm interested in, this is what I'm doing, my previous experiences, this and this, and I've done this, and that's it. I think that's a pretty good about a section to have. Experience, so obviously if you have no experience then this will be empty, but I would kind of log as much as you can. You can change this over time, so for example I've got my previous companies and being a placement pal at Cardiff University. You could even have being a STEM ambassador or maybe something you did in college or university, extra roles that you can fulfill. I used to work in a takeaway, which I did for 2 years, and I do that sometimes part-time now to this day, but I don't feel like that's something worth putting on my LinkedIn profile because it's not the industry I'm in. So I would put relevant experience, but if you don't have relevant experience, then put any experience that you feel may help you if you're starting off with your LinkedIn profile to make it, to kind of beef it up a bit. But yeah, not much to talk about on that section either. Then you've got your education section. Obviously for me, I've only put my degree in there. I don't think it's worth me putting my A-levels and such, because I feel like when you do GCSEs it's important to get A-levels. When you do A-levels it's important to get your degree, and when you get your degree it's important to get a job. But nobody really looks past the most recent sort of qualifications. So if someone looked at my degree, they sometimes won't be necessarily care as much as what I got in my A-levels, unless I've got a very mathematical or logical role in my this guy. Let's check his A-levels, let's see how well he did the maths. Not very well, by the way. But yeah, so I would just keep that brief. You can do it how you want, whether you want to include more education or not. But I've just put my university degree. I just missed out. You might want to put your masters or MBA and all that other stuff on there as well. After that section, so licensing certification, so I've got quite a big section on that because I did CCNA, I do a lot of stuff with ServiceNow, microservice certifications, and I did a digital marketing institutions course as well. So I am certified in quite a few things, and I feel like that's great to have on there as well, because when recruiters or people who you connect with want to know what sort of experience or qualifications you have, it's great to have your degree and all these other licenses. It shows that you either have a diverse sort of package, you can bring a lot to the table, or you're very niche and they can see how experienced you are in your field. Lastly, the skills endorsements. Again, this is just a nice little LinkedIn quirk, so I put a couple of skills in there. I got endorsed by people from Cardiff University, and I did a couple of those LinkedIn quizzes to show that I'm kind of good in those areas, although I don't think it means too much. But again, it's just a nice touch to have to your profile to beef it out a bit and make sure that make other users see that you are an active member, and you kind of are just personalizing your account a bit and making it look a bit more appealing. So lastly, this is the activity section. This is the big part. This is where I give my sort of experience of how I've grown to 500 plus followers on LinkedIn, or connections. So like I said, I started out not really worrying about it too much, building it up through fellow students and colleagues and sort of lecturers, and whilst at uni. When I was at Panasonic, I connected more through my work, and then I started going to careers fairs. I started connecting with people from there, so people from sort of hiring positions and other companies, employees and that sort of thing. And then when I was looking for a job, I was really struggling using Indeed and Monster and all these other sort of things. So I thought, why don't I try and use LinkedIn? Let's do what I'm good at and connect with people and try and message people one-to-one and see where that got me. And that's when I started really pushing my LinkedIn profile. So I would go out there, go on my connections, or like the network part, find people in Cardiff University that I've spoken to or seen or I know, connect with them, find people from my school, secondary school, A-levels, or my sixth form that I knew, connect with them. I would find people that I've met in like random places in my area and stuff and connect with them. So I started off with my uni, my work, and my sort of previous friends and people I've met through education. Those are what I got to over about 300 to 350, 400 even. I would say a good 350 of my followers other than that. Then I started networking with people from other companies and stuff like that, looking for roles, connecting with CEOs in companies that I thought were very, appealing to work at, something that I would enjoy doing to see if they had any, and I really valued their company and their product. So I would contact the CEO or the COO or someone in a higher position to find out if there are any roles available. And that's how I kind of utilized the power of networking through LinkedIn, and it did actually land me some interviews and so on. So it definitely does work. So yeah, that's how I started building my connections towards 500 plus. Being an active member definitely does help. You know, like other people's posts, comment on posts that you really enjoy and sort of want to interact with. So I'll show a couple here that I've commented on, and then obviously post yourself. So if you really want to build your LinkedIn profile, definitely stay active. Post at least like once a week, I would say. That's probably a good target to try and do if you've never done anything before. And post out about anything. Obviously keep it dry, keep it professional. I'll show a couple of posts that I put out there, but some of them are very, I guess like more inspirational and lessons. Some of them are certifications and achievements, and some of them are just, other professional things or maybe personal things that I like to share with my network. And again, LinkedIn is a professional network. It's not quite like Facebook, but I feel like there is a level of personal sharing you can do, which doesn't come across as, more for Facebook. For example, I guess if you get married, you kind of want to share that with your network, as a happy moment in your life. That would be great to share on there. You could also do that on Facebook, but I guess you wouldn't really be sharing pictures of a stag do or something like that on LinkedIn. You would probably want to keep that to your friends and family on Facebook. So I guess there's levels to these things. Again, that's just my opinion. You can kind of do whatever you want. The platform's there to be used however you want to use it for your personal self. I'd also like to say that use LinkedIn to a maximum. I also reached out there for advice when I was doing my ITIL foundation and stuff. I messaged someone that was on the network that I saw had recently done it. I asked what sort of materials they used and what to expect. So it's definitely a network to be utilized. You can go on there to look for jobs, look for advice, just look to make friends or join other networks and look for events to go to. It's definitely a powerful tool, and I do recommend building it up to utilize it to its best. Anyways, I hope that's helped. Again, any questions, put them in the comments below. If you feel like this video has helped you, make sure you give it a like, and if you enjoy the content that I'm bringing, make sure to subscribe. I've got some really exciting stuff coming in the hashtag a career in tech space, where we will start to get other people or other members of the channel and talk about their different roles and experiences as well, and I feel like that'll provide some good value. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope again this helps you, and let me know. So peace out.